Mary Jane, happy Thursday. I'm your humble host of About That Time, Noah Rubin, editor-in-chief of Mary Jane. We're chilling here. We're live in Los Angeles, California. We have an extremely special guest today that I couldn't be more excited to be with. Kinta Brunson, thank you so much for coming through.
Thank you.
I'm going to let you finish rolling up. We can shake. Let's shake.
Okay.
Here you are in the building in About That Time. It is an epic moment. You're going to finish rolling up that spliff.
Yes.
I have an epic accessory from our homie Urs. Came through with the high-tech bong. The good people at the Jet Filtration System. This is there's a rumor that this is a NASA-designed bong. These are NASA scientists said, "Hey, what can we do for the world of bongs?" So that's what this is. Should I try the NASA bong?
100%. Wait, is it NASA approved or just?
I don't
scientists
believe that this
broke
is
off?
what this do space astronauts use this bong? I
Is
think
it like
not.
a separate militia? That
Well, I don't
broke
think that you can make fire. Fire and space are not compatible. Guys, can we get a fact check on that? Pretty sure that you are not able to combust anything in the outer space, but I'm not. I could be wrong about that as well.
I don't know.
Though this is a NASA level bong. There's some dispersion down here. There's like a high tech pulling thing. I'm gonna try it, guys, and I'm sure I don't need to tell any of the About That Time viewers that we always smoke on the XJ13 from THC Design. It is our favorite sativa. It's great for the afternoon. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It's 420 on the East Coast, 120 Pacific. So
It is.
we like
It's
to keep it
420 all
mellow.
the
NASA level blonde plus XJ13 from THC Design. We're gonna see how this goes, guys. Wish me luck.
I'm gonna stick to my papers.
Guys, that is a
Wow,
very
that was so smooth.
So smooth.
Wow.
Wow. You may not be a bong lady, but
No, but that was so smooth. I can appreciate the
guys,
build.
I
and the
have just taken a
technology.
bong hit from the future. It's kind of like time traveling and bong hitting at the same time.
It is.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Good job, NASA.
NASA shout out. NASA engineers shout out. You have taken us into the future via bong.
Yeah.
This is kind of like this is almost sort of like the Back to the Future DeLorean, but a bong version of it. You know, like this might have a flex capacitor in it.
I'm sorry. I'm so focused on rolling the spliff. So I've never used raw papers before, and they're longer than I'm used to. I use just the little short papers that my boyfriend has on his table, and so this is.
Well, that means that we're both trying new things today.
New things today,
Guys,
right
today is a Thursday of new things. Sometimes Thursdays could just be regular ass Thursdays. Today is a Thursday of new things. NASA bongs, long ass raw papers, putting filters in. We're gonna make it work, guys. That's what we do in About That Time. Sometimes there's challenges, but in general, we just make it work.
Is there going to be challenges? Are there going to be going?
No, these are the challenges that
Oh,
we face.
okay,
In
all right.
general, I don't want to stress you out. No, there are
I'm
no
so
challenges.
stressed. Okay.
Earlier, we asked Kinta what she had for breakfast. That was a trick challenge question. Guys, anyone who's wondering out there what Kinta did have for breakfast, answer banana nut muffin. Banana
from
nut.
Tierra
Guys,
Mia.
did anyone Terra Mia? Woo. Serious shit right there. Guys, did anyone out there have a banana nut muffin for breakfast? I mean, let us know. Shout out to Jay Ganja Marley God. Shout out to G1. Shout out to Sprig Soda. What up, Sprig Soda? Many of our friends are huge Sprig Soda fans. We mess out with you. Jay Ganja Marley God did not have a banana nut muffin this morning,
Where
apparently.
are you seeing these things?
So down here,
Right
our
here?
friends on Instagram are checking in and they're commenting, and then this is what our friends in Facebook, what they're experiencing.
guys,
So
cool.
it's everyone everywhere. It's just all chilling out.
Amazing.
Have we gotten you to a good place here?
Yeah, I'm good. I
your-
just need a
with-
lighter.
I have that in my hand.
Thank you.
Courtesy of Mary Jane.
Can I keep it?
You can keep it, actually.
Yay.
We have a whole array of gifts, both from our fine partners at THC Design, as well as some
Nice.
other sponsors that you'll be going home with today, just for participating in this episode
thank
of
you.
About That Time. I know.
I love it.
Sharing
I can take
it,
this to
sharing
Coachella with me.
Sharing is caring. Guys, Kinta may be going to Coachella. That's kind of
I
exciting.
am going, not maybe.
Now, is
I
this
am
this
going.
speaking of first times? Would this be your first Coachella, or are you a
no,
Coachella
it's
vet?
not, but this is a fun place to tell this story. It's not my first time. I went 1 year, and I was a little bit too inebriated And
Now, were you inebriated when you arrived, or did you get there and then become inebriated?
No, so I went to a party. It was a Calvin Klein party that my friend Rajiv was like throwing. This was 2 years ago. And I had, before I got there and went with my friends, I had just gotten off an airplane. So I was jet lagged. And then I get to this party at like 11:30 and we're in the desert. And I'm really tired. I'm about to pass out. So I start drinking with the intentions of trying to stay awake. That did not help. So then I saw some friends there. Kenny and Keith, the Lucas brothers. I don't know if people know them.
Shout out to the Lucas brothers, friends of About That Time.
They are?
Friends of Mary
Okay.
Jane.
So I went to them.
Funny guys.
Funny. And I assumed one of them would have some Molly. And so I asked them for some
Lucas
Molly.
brothers, do you have Molly? A safe assumption.
They
got
they're
Molly.
sober now, so not anymore. But I went there, and then I think Keith thought I said ecstasy. And he's like, are you sure? And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, Molly, like I've done Molly before. It's fine. He's like, are you sure? I'm like, yeah, give me the fucking Molly. What are you doing? And him thinking I said ecstasy, it was not Molly. It was full-blown ecstasy, which there is a difference. People think there isn't, but there is.
Guys, for the chemists out there is a difference.
And, China said hi. Hey, China. And then
Hey, China.
I had that, and then I got really nauseous, and I wound up throwing up over A$AP Rocky, which is another reason.
That's a
why I
classy
hate
look. I heard that
Coachella.
A$AP is into that kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's swag. I mean,
Really?
A$AP's like a high-level swag master.
Yeah,
So, you
yeah,
know, the
so-
over A$AP vomit move is that's pretty elevated.
Yeah, it was
Kenza.
pretty crazy, but...
Does that increase your clout automatically? Is there some sort of clout bonus?
No, I think it went down that
Really?
day, for
Really?
sure. I definitely think it went down.
It could go both ways, though, in the nowadays, you know what I mean?
Yeah, who knows? It's a fun story for me to tell.
Unexpected vomit over A$AP Rocky. Guys, has anyone out there vomited over a top-tier attractive rapper? I have not. I have a vomiting story. Do you want me to share my vomiting story?
Yeah.
I was invited to play at the BET Celebrity Golf Tournament.
How come I wasn't invited?
Kinta, next time we can play together at the BET Celebrity Golf
BT never
Tournament.
invites me to anything, yet he gets
Kinta.
invited. Noah gets invited.
Well, in all fairness, Snoop got invited. Snoop's golf game might not be as tight as mine. I said, if Snoop's not going to go, I'll take the slot. So, in all fairness, they weren't reaching out just to me, though I am a special guy, and I love celebrity golf tournaments in general.
All right, do you work with Snoop a lot?
Yeah, Snoop is the man. He's the godfather of the Mary Jane. You know, we do some shows with the Snoop. We produce
do
his
my
talk show,
research.
GGN.
Okay, I should do my bad. Never mind, I meant. So Snoop.
So how is working with Snoop? Oh yeah, he's real chill. He's just like what you think he'd be. Super chill guy, you know?
Okay, so you get invited to this tournament.
I got invited to this BET Celebrity Golf Tournament. There was some logistical issues with getting everyone served breakfast, so we ended up not having breakfast. Then we go out on the golf course. It's a sunny day. We haven't eaten anything. We get through 9 holes. That's about 2.5 hours in the sun, having eaten nothing. And then we get to the 9th hole, and it's shots of Henny and cigars. That's what they've got for us on an empty stomach.
This is why I should
Shot-
have gone instead. I would
shot-
have been able to take that Henny
Shots-
and par the course.
Shots of Henny. Guys, that's a challenge. Any golfers out there want to take Kinta golfing, she's down to take Henny shots and smoke cigars and win. So that's a challenge. Do we have
I've
any
never
golfers
been
out there?
golfing.
Let us know, guys. Anyway, I take the Henny shots. I start smoking on this cigar of medium quality. I have not eaten anything. I get to like the 16th or the 17th hole, and I'm like really starting to feel funky. And then they're like, hamburger stand. And I'm like, I better eat a hamburger. So I plow down like a hamburger and a hot dog on top of the Henny and the weird cigar.
I can't have meat with Henny or with weed. I can taste.
It's
when
like there's
it was
a film.
alive.
There's a
I can.
film.
It was alive, and I'm
Film
eating
of
it.
aliveness.
You know what I mean? And
I
I don't
do.
want it. And I feel that way with Henny too. Henny, I can't have meat. It's just straight. No, thank you.
Well, Kinta, you know where this story heads.
Yes, go.
At the end of the round, about an hour later, I was stretching in the lobby area outside of where the awards ceremony was going on, and I'm stretching, you know, because I'm a healthy guy. I like to stay fit. I like to stay stretched, and I say, well, my stomach feels a little queasy right now. And then before I knew it, I was projectile vomiting into my own hand, trying to keep my vomit in my mouth. Just all over the entryway to the awards ceremony.
And you were the white guy who.
I was the white
vomited
guy at the BET golf ceremony who puked at the award ceremony.
Good for you.
I mean,
legend.
I like to be a pioneer. You know
I
what
bet
I mean?
they speak of it to this day.
And I'm, you know, sharing is caring. You puked over A$AP Rocky. I puked at the BET, you know, Celebrity Golf Tournament.
I often wonder if he remembers that. Because I really made a conscious effort to not. I went over him. You
Oh,
know,
that's
guided the vomit.
Yeah, that's polite. See, I tried to push the vomit in, you know, like I was projectile, I was trying to, but that didn't work though.
Comes out the other end.
Yeah.
Later.
Yeah. Well,
Science.
we survived these
Yeah,
our
we
puke
survived,
incidents.
and here we
though.
are.
That's what the most
Here I am going
important
to. Who will I throw up on this year at Coachella? Over.
Will you keep us posted, Kinta? Because
Yeah,
we
I'll
want to
keep you
know
posted.
who you end up puking on potentially, or over. Who y'all puking over next? It's a question. Kinta, we like to make sure our audience gets to know our guests.
Yeah, you guys are really getting to know
in the
a lot.
most serious way possible. We have a segment on About That Time where we look at some images from your Instagram. You can tell us the story behind the Instagram picture. Is that cool?
Jesus, Christopher.
You ready?
I guess.
It's not like a quiz. It's not a test. You already post these pictures, so I'm saying like you must have some sense of what's going on. One, we got you on the mic. You're sitting cross-legged. You're on the mic. You're preaching some truth. I have a funny feeling you're preaching truth.
Yeah, I was.
Tell us about this story.
It's on the screen. I was. That was at my show. I had a show in Chicago. And it was really, really great. I was so excited about it. I performed at my friend No Name's show. She had a show that weekend, and I had a show at the Virgin Hotel. And that was at a point where I just got really deep. And I remember my audience looking at me crazy, but I got really deep. I started talking about issues of my personal life, and I felt the need to sit down on the floor. And that's what happened. And I like to sit a lot while I do stand-up. It feels more comfortable.
Ironically, you know, stand up, you sit down while you do stand up. Do people point that out to you at all?
Yeah, all the time. My friend Jack actually he made a little side by side of me and Fatima sitting. But I think it's comfortable. I think you should be comfortable on stage. And
It's
sometimes
important.
I'm more comfortable sitting.
Guys, comfort is key, especially if you're speaking truths. You know what I mean? You got to get into that mode where you're just chilling, doing your thing. We kind of try to do that at About That Time. That's why we post up with our friends in the Critter Click here. I got my husky. I got Bowie the cat right here. They're chilling with me right here. My buddies, you know.
And you chill out.
Critter Click. You know, they sit down while they speak truth. So,
Yeah.
you know, it's universal, guys.
Yeah, I think at that time I was talking about having a weave too, because I had a weave in, and then I was talking about how people treat you differently when you have a weave, and then when they start talking to me, they're like, "You sound like you normally have an afro. You tricked me," and so that was that moment.
Wow.
Yeah.
Weave trickery. Huh. That's a complex one. And again, good thing you were sitting down, because you know that's you got to get the details out.
You have a story. You can tell them this next time at the BET Golf Classic about. You can talk to them about weave. They'll be like, "Noah's back, and he's got a weave story."
I mean, remember the puking guy? Now he wants to talk about weaves. I'm really up leveling. You know what I mean? I like to keep it high level. Here's another picture from the Instagram. Someone's an Eagles fan, I think.
You know it.
I mean, you're repping Philly hard.
Yeah.
What's this picture all
So
about?
that is my aunt. She sent that to all of us the day the Eagles were in the Super Bowl. And she sent that to us, and I was like, this is my mood. So I posted it. Look at her. She's Eagles out. She's also...
all Eagles everything.
All Eagles everything. Also in the background of her are Philly legends, you know what I mean? So she's like, she's doing it. And I just felt like, what better way to talk about how I feel than that outfit right there, from head to toe Eagles. Her socks were even Eagles. You can't see them, but they were.
Well, this was an important year for the Eagles. Did you feel that very viscerally?
That was a win for all of us from Philly, and it set me up for the year. I've had the best year ever since the Eagles have
Can't
won.
lose. 2018, just can't lose.
They set us all up. We're all doing well. Everybody I know from Philly is doing well, and I believe when the Eagles and I won the Super Bowl, I really felt like that really upped the ante for all the Philly people. And it was a good win for us. And, you know, I definitely played my hardest. And so I felt the need to support the Eagles.
Yeah, absolutely. And maybe this year at Coachella, you'll vomit over an even more important individual than A$AP Rocky. You know, like that's the
An Eagles player?
If there was an Eagles player that you could vomit over, you want to call it out?
Nick Foles.
Wow, that's a good one.
He's a good guy, and Carson Wentz really stepped up. I vomit over him any day.
Any day vomiting.
Any day, yeah. I really appreciate that guy.
Yeah, shout out. That's a good thing. We got another picture here. We got some fine young folks wearing little glasses.
What's Snapchat glasses? That's my nephew, a legend, Madi. He's a winner. He looks just like me. People think he's often my child. He's not my child. He is my nephew. I don't have any children. But yeah, he's cute. So I was home visiting, and we were in the middle. I think we had just finished The Boss Baby, a real acid trip of a movie. Have you seen that movie?
I have not seen Boss Baby. Should I check out, guys? Should I check out Boss Babies?
It's out of control. I could not stay focused. He was all about it, but I could not really stay focused with what was going on in that movie.
Too much happening.
Yeah, it was
Boss
a lot
Baby.
going on.
You would think that it would be simple, like
It's
baby.
not.
You think
I still don't know what happened. I couldn't tell you what happened in that movie. There was a baby. He was a boss. That's all I got for you.
He was a baby and a boss.
And
So
killed by
everything I
alcohol.
need. Why should I see it? Everything I need to know about it is in the title. Right?
Maybe that's the best I can do with that. Thank you.
We got some more people checking in. Maroon Monday, what's up? Ty Montana, Miss Ren the stylist, how's it going? We're waving hi to you. We've got an eagle on the screen here
I
for our
see.
Facebook fans.
I love
that's
that.
That's a big shout out to the Eagles.
That's really beautiful.
Yep. It's a
That's
good
really
year.
beautiful.
Should we name our eagle Nick?
Yeah.
Maybe Nick, it should be Nick the Eagle.
Nick Wentz.
Nick
Wentz. Like
Nick
Cole,
Wentz
cartoon
the
with no
Eagle. I think that works. We have different names. This is Bowie. That's Bowie the cat. So why can't we have Nick Wentz the Eagle? I think that's good.
great.
Nick the Eagle had never had a name previously. But
Yeah.
now it seems like that's the right thing to
Does
do.
the eagle show up often?
Oh, the Eagle has moments, and
Okay.
also
It's not just for me.
yeah, and the Eagle makes his little eagle sounds. You know what I mean? Dude, that's exactly right, Kinta. That's a
We
great.
saw an
If you
eagle.
don't mind, we're gonna sample your eagle
And
sound
make
and
that
just
sound-
use
Yeah,
that
that's
every time
great.
that Nick the Eagle
It's
appears.
a wonderful homage.
Is
yeah.
that okay?
Yeah, we saw a bald eagle the other day on the road. My boyfriend and I. That shit was crazy. Have you ever seen an eagle?
A bald eagle is
was just
an
sitting
impressive animal.
On a like a
Just chilling, being a bald eagle.
Yeah, and I was like, oh, you are endangered. That's crazy. You're just
Yeah,
out
watch out, buddy. I watched the debut of a Super Troopers 2 last night. That is a famous stoner comedy from the early 2000s. They just released the
Never seen it.
sequel. It's coming out on 4/20. Go figure. There's a scene in which one of the characters inadvertently harms a bald eagle with an AK-47.
Okay.
Keep your guys when it comes especially to our eagle, Nick the Eagle. Keep your AK-47s to yourself.
yourself,
Thank
please.
you
Thank
very
you,
much.
all the time.
AK-47s to yourself. Now, speaking of eagles, speaking of flying high, this next one from the Instagram looks like you are in the pilot seat.
Yeah, I like
maybe
this
literally.
picture. Yeah, so that one was cool because I was on an American Airlines flight, and the girl, the flight attendant, was like a fan, and she was really sweet, and she brought me like drinks the whole time. It was 11 o'clock in the morning, but I was on the way to a speaking gig, I think. Maybe in
Celebrity
Portland.
moment on American Airlines.
It was, and she was really nice, and I found out that the pilot was also a fan, and so naturally I asked him.
I'm starting to see a pattern here.
What?
Just everyone's a fan, you know what I mean?
And it's very nice, and he let me sit in the cockpit, which was always like a dream of mine, and there I am.
There are a lot of
There-
controls in those cockpits, wouldn't you say?
It felt like too much power.
What are they doing?
It felt like far too much power. Look at all those buttons.
Up,
I was
fast.
overwhelmed.
It's a lot of buttons.
was overwhelmed.
There takes a few people in there just to keep
Yeah,
it going.
I can't believe planes. I can't get over
Planes are next level, guys. Nick the Eagle is next level. You're flying high. And American Airlines has like an eagle as their thing too. We're really just like bringing it full circle. The only thing we need to change is maybe Nick the Eagle needs to puke over ASAP Rocky's lap, but we can get there maybe later in the
Leave
show or
that to
something like
me.
that. You're the head of vomit strategy. Kinta is our new head of vomit strategy, guys. I know that I'm a vomit participant, but I may not be a vomit strategist. I don't
Yeah.
mean to disappoint you.
No, it's okay. I mean, the job can only go to one person.
It's
That's
true.
what it
It's
goes to.
true. Someone needs to be in charge.
Yeah.
And you're in charge.
Yeah.
We've got another one here. Is this a superhero?
I love that one. Yeah.
What's going on with this one?
So I'm a huge Iron Man fan, and
Shout out Iron Man.
you know, for Halloween, which I don't often dress up for because I didn't celebrate it as a child. I really don't like celebrate it now. I'm not good at dressing up. I'm not good at the whole thing. But I've been trying to be Iron Man for like 4 years. And for the past 4 years, I've been trying to buy a costume off of Amazon that cost $300 because I wanted the full-fledged.
That must be a real.
Yeah, I
Iron
wanted
Man
it to
outfit.
work. The eyes lit up, the hands lit up and everything. And it was a full like metal situation, and I wanted to buy it. So 3 years I've been trying to buy it, and it either doesn't exist, it might be a scam from the Chinese market, but either
That's
way,
not the first time that's happened.
no, either way, it's never worked out. But I found that costume at I'm not sure if you guys have heard of a little store. I like to call it Target. And
I think it's called Target.
Yeah, Target.
Last time I heard.
And I found it, and I was like, this is it. I can finally be Iron Man. And so I went to work dressed as Iron Man. And it was the best day of my life. That's my friend Freddie. She was Ed from Good Burger. And we thought that that was a pivotal moment in history for Iron Man and Ed to join forces, finally, what the world has been waiting for. And we gave the people what they wanted.
It was a rare mashup.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
But you didn't get the $300 one.
No, because I don't think it exists. I think it's just up there. I've paid the money, and the money has come back.
Okay, it got
each
refunded.
time. No, I didn't. It got refunded.
I was concerned. We were going
for
to
3
send
years.
our internet people
No.
to go handle this problem.
It got refunded. Give me a second. I'm gonna drink this water.
No, everyone should stay hydrated. That's a rule. That's another rule of about that time. Everyone stays hydrated.
Yeah, don't laugh at me. It's a really big bottle, so I have to drink it like a baby.
Though we vomit in other contexts, we try not to vomit on the show. In general, if you felt as though vomiting were important to you, though, we would support you in your decision.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to vomit on you guys' show.
Well, unless you felt that you needed to in some
I'm good.
context. Anyway, great Iron Man. Great
Thank you
Iron
so
Man.
much.
Here's another one. This one is a little trippy.
Yeah.
You got a little trippy out here.
I love that picture. That is at Refinery 29 had this event called 29 Rooms. And they had art exhibits from different places and people and things. And that was by an artist. I think her name is Alexandra. I'm not sure. But they had these, like, you could put on these fly coats. The background was all done up, the glasses, blah, blah, blah. That's my boyfriend. We just wanted to take a cute little fly picture at the exhibit, and there it is. And then there was. Not much to say about it.
No, you got trippy.
That was it.
Thanks, Refinery 29.
Yeah, it was a fun event.
Everyone
so
got
fun.
you trippy. Speaking of fun events, I think this was a fun event. Maybe you got an award of some kind.
I did. That was for the Essence Awards for people. It was like, it was called the Future 15.
Essence Future 15,
And
guys.
I got that award, and it was so cool. It was just painted so well. I took that I couldn't make the event, so I just accepted the award. And
Did you
took a
accept
picture.
via Skype, like where you did they?
No,
they didn't
no.
live stream you in.
No,
That's always a classy
I
look.
didn't do that. I just took a nice picture and posted it because it was a really wonderful honor, and I was happy to be one of their Future 15.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
We've talked a lot about the future so far today.
Yeah.
We talked about Back to the Future. I took a hit from a futuristic bong.
Yeah.
And you're one of the Future 15.
I was one of the Future 15.
That's pretty exciting
It was
stuff.
really, really cool, and I really love the award. It just was fly.
That is a
painted
fresh
up,
award.
right?
That's something that you will proudly display in your home.
Yeah, it's in my home.
It's not like
in
some
my home
shiny,
right there.
generic nonsense.
It's not like an Oscar, you know.
Well, an
Whack.
Oscar's pretty fresh, but
Yeah,
this
true.
this thing is truly fresh.
Yeah, I really like that award.
Yeah, absolutely amazing. So speaking of fresh things, this is a pretty fresh picture. It's your name in lights,
That
technically.
is great. Yes, that was my first performance. Nope. I don't know if it was my first performance at the Laugh Factory. I'm not sure if that's true, but that's the first time that my name was on the moniker or whatever, and I just thought it was so cool, and I loved it. I hadn't had the Laugh Factory is pretty legendary. I haven't had my name up there yet. I'd gone there to do open mics and stuff like that. So yeah, that was for a night I performed, and it was wonderful. I had to take a picture of it. Do
That's
a
pretty
little
sick.
corny
That's
picture.
pretty sick. Did you send it to mom?
Yeah, I did. They
what
don't
did
know
Mom
what it
say?
means. She doesn't care. She's like, when are you gonna become a teacher? So.
Wow, that's the answer. Mom, my name is in giant neon letters under the Laugh Factory. When are you going to become a teacher?
She still doesn't know what I do for a living fully. So she's just
Is that
like,
because she doesn't want to hear about it?
No. It's just the separation from the older generation and the younger generation to, like, most of my stuff is web stuff. So she's now on the internet. So she doesn't really know about all the web stuff.
You could burn her a DVD.
That's a good idea.
You know,
Aw,
guys,
that's a really good idea.
Someone out there, help Kinta. We're gonna burn a DVD. We're gonna send it to Kinta's mom.
Yeah,
so
that's
Kinta's
really
mom
sweet.
can hang out and watch Kinta do her thing. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's pretty entertaining.
I like that you call me Kinta, by the way. That's something one of my best friends calls me, Kinta.
Oh, am I not pronouncing?
There's like 3 pronunciations. It's Quinta, Quinta, and then Kinta.
What do you think? Do you think should I continue calling you
Yeah.
Kinta? Is that acceptable?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Also, your last name is Brunson, not to be confused with Bronson, right?
Yeah. People love to say Bronson.
Bronson.
Oh
That's
my
an
God,
easy one
they
to make.
just love Bronson, and it's not Bronson. No, it's just Bronson. There aren't any Bronsons for people to have there's no representation for the Brunson.
Well, there's
except
not
for me.
none.
And then
You're
I
the
think,
leader of the Brunsons.
yeah, and I think there's a basketball player with the last name, and he's like the only other person, and I think like a poker player, and then that's it.
Maybe you guys should collab on something.
Maybe
The Brunson clique?
I've considered reaching out, but in time.
Send a DM. It doesn't cost
in
anything.
time. Yeah, people also like Bunsen. They think of Bunsen
like
burner.
a Bunsen burner
Yeah.
or Bronson, but
Yep.
Brunson.
Brunson. I like it. It's
Kinta.
strong. It does the trick. I
So
like Brunson.
who's your friend that pronounces your name the way I do?
She's my friend Lauren, my best friend from college in France. She's the only person that calls me Kinta.
Lauren, shout out. We have great pronunciation skills.
I wonder if she's
according to our
watching
friend Kinta. So we do something here on About That Time called Roll the News, where we take some of the top stories from themaryjane.com
Okay.
and we discuss them. Cannabis news. This segment is brought to us by our friends at the Weekend Box. It's a beautiful box full of wonderful weed treats. They're our lovely sponsors of this segment called Roll the News. So the first story from tonight's installment of Roll the News is about federal crackdowns on illegal cannabis growing operations and the environmental implications therein.
Okay.
We love the environment, right?
Yeah.
Guys, anything you can do to protect and preserve Mother Earth, you should do it.
Yeah.
Without question. Just do it.
Yeah. Do
Don't-
some little things. I do little things.
Every day,
Yeah.
do the little things. 'Cause
My little thing is minimizing waste.
minimize
That's what
waste,
I'm
guys.
trying to do.
Recycle, reuse, renew.
Yeah.
It's not even that difficult.
It is hard. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. It's really hard, but I'm trying.
It's all about attitude, though. If
Yeah.
you think of it as simple,
I
it
think-
will be more
Yeah,
simple.
I think thinking about it alone makes it that's like helpful.
Separate your trash. You know,
Yeah.
I was raised separating my trash,
Really?
rinsing the orange juice carton, folding it up, putting it in the recycling. You know.
Mr. Fancy over here.
I know. I would go to other people's houses, and people's moms would be like, "Where did you learn to do
Yeah,
that?"
yeah.
They were like, I was like, "I'm from the future. What up?" The future of recycling,
Where are you
guys.
actually from?
I'm from the Northeast as well. I'm from outside of Boston, but I lived in New
okay.
York for a very long time.
Cool.
Yeah, so I understand that it's the East Coast disposition out here on the West.
Yeah.
You know, doing our thing,
That's good to know.
keeping it steady.
Yeah, good to know.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, the feds are cracking down on illegal cannabis grows, but the problem is they don't clean it up after they do.
Okay.
And when you're engaged in illegal cannabis cultivation, you're using a lot of pesticides, you're using a lot of chemicals, and the Forest Service is reporting that the feds come in, they crack down on illegal grow, and then they leave it all there.
Okay.
Wildlife is being harmed, waterways are being harmed. I think this is an important thing here, guys. I think that, you know, if the feds are going to come in and crack down, you know, that's one thing. But to make a mess and to damage the environment as well, that's double damage.
You're right.
I mean, we like our cannabis. We like our cannabis to be free. We could talk about that issue. But guys, if you're gonna mess with an illegal grower, at least have the respect to clean up after yourselves.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty good.
I have no additional points.
Yeah, I mean, I would say this. I would call that one cut and dry.
Yeah,
right?
that one's pretty
Yeah, it's
easy.
just like, yo,
Standard.
clean up after yourself. That's some shit your mom would have told you.
Yeah,
So like, you can't even
that's
take the
it.
simple
Yeah,
like
it's
3-year-old, 4-year-old type of 4 years old. I think you're
Yeah.
4. Your mom says clean up after yourself.
Don't use toxic pesticides.
Don't use toxic pesticides.
My mom told
A.
me.
B. If you're gonna throw them all around, you know, just clean them
Yeah.
up. Clean them up
Yeah.
if you got to. Okay, this was a big headline from yesterday, actually.
Okay.
Do you know who John Bonner is? Remember, he's like the former Republican Speaker of the House, I believe.
No clue, but yes.
He was a leading voice for the Republican Party. There's a picture of him actually on the screen. It's a scary picture actually of John Bonner. He's an influential Republican character, known as a very conservative Republican. Not a guy that I would say is someone I instantly feel like is someone I'd want to hang out with.
Right.
He's known for having very spray tan looking orange skin. Actually, that's what people generally mock him for.
Okay.
This is kind of a really interesting headline though, because though we think of Bonner as a very,
Is his name Boner?
I mean, you could have, yeah, there's
That's his
a
name?
Bonner.
Wow. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I think if you wanted to call him Boner, like you could make the argument. I mean, you let people call you Kinta 3 different
Well,
ways.
yeah, I'm just
so
saying, yeah, but none
he
of those
should let
ways are
people-
Boner.
Yeah, no
That's
one,
why he's so upset.
Yeah, I would say that could
Yeah.
lead you to have a complex that would inspire you to become something like
Yeah.
a high-level politician.
For sure.
He came out yesterday that he's going to be joining the advisory board of a cannabis company, and he is now supporting cannabis legalization. Does that make you feel any less cool about having just smoked a joint? It makes me feel less cool, guys.
I don't know. Maybe he's trying to turn over a new leaf and enjoying something.
I think that's a good perspective. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? People can change.
I'm a little nervous about someone like him because I'm sure you guys know about this, but the issue is how many like people of color are jailed for weed and
Huge
cannabis
issue.
every day. So it's like I don't know if someone like him helps that.
Definitely not.
Or if he hurts that. My instinct is that it'll hurt that, but that makes me a little scared.
It's for good reason, guys. I'm also going to give a little Mary Jane shout out. We have a forthcoming docu-series called Prisoners of Prohibition about that exact topic.
Yeah.
So someone like Bonner is not somebody who we associate with the progressive side of these stories.
Right. So I'm a little nervous about him.
A little bit.
And how much he can
He's
relate.
a bit sus.
Yeah.
You know, I think
don't
that's a
know.
very polite way to put that.
That's it. I don't know about him.
A bit sus.
Yeah, now I'm looking at everything about him. I'm like, I don't like his ears.
There's another Republican
about him.
politician who's also joining.
Okay.
Former Massachusetts Governor Bill Weld. I don't know if you're familiar with him, but he has actually been very pro-cannabis for a very long time.
Okay.
I was a young lad growing up in Massachusetts. He was the governor of the state.
Okay.
This is 15, maybe more years ago. He has said things as strongly as that he would be willing to grow cannabis on the front lawn of the state house. He's been a very pro-cannabis Republican for a very long time, infamously so. I'm down with Governor Weld being down with acreage holdings. Bonner, you still got to prove yourself, buddy, because you've talked a lot of shit over the years on cannabis, and now you're trying to flip the script. So you got to show and prove. Now's your time to show and prove that you're not just dick rider.
And then so Bonner and Weld.
Bonner
Yeah,
and
Bonner,
Weld.
Weld. If you're listening, just like
Keep it real.
Don't throw people of color in jail for weed.
Don't throw people of color in jail. And learn the things that are necessary to learn in order to support the community and make change in a positive way.
I like that.
Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, that's all I want. That's all we want.
Now, we're going to go through a little bit of history on Bonner criticizing cannabis. Bonner wrote that he was against legalization of marijuana and concerned that legalization would result in increased abuse of all variety of drugs as recently as 2015. He's formerly said that he was unalterably opposed to cannabis decriminalization. So, I mean, this guy is really changing his tune.
Okay.
Now, Bonner, in an interview with Bloomberg, said, over the last 10 or 15 years, American people's attitudes have changed dramatically, and I find myself in the same position. So, Mr. Bonner, Mr. Boner, we respect your right to change, but make sure you show and prove and do it the right way.
Don't be a boner jam.
Don't be a boner jam, yo. Very great advice from our friend Kinta Brunson. Story number 3 from tonight's installment of Roll the News that you can find on themaryjane.com. According to retired NFL pro Martellus Bennett,
There he is.
shout out Patriots, he says 89% of NFL players smoke weed.
He said, what percent?
89%. That's a very precise percentage, wouldn't you say?
Where'd he get those numbers? Anyway,
Martellus Bennett.
I wonder if he's like just doing.
I just think he threw it out there.
Um,
It's okay. Sometimes you just throw out a number, 89%.
I believe that. I know the athletes I know, they do smoke, but definitely less than anybody else I know. Because they just don't have the time or it doesn't help them focus on what they need to be focused on. But I think I feel like that's accurate because everyone smokes every now and then. For the most part. I know very few people who just like never, ever smoke. Then when I smoke all the time, I don't smoke all the time, but I smoke every
Have a glass
now
of wine.
Yeah.
NBD.
Or just recreationally. I mean, I think that's accurate, yeah.
You're about to watch Iron Man. Do you blaze and watch the movie? Is that a thing?
The last movie I smoked and watched was Catch Me If You Can.
Okay.
And I lost it. I was too lost in this movie. I've seen a million times. But there's a scene where Leonardo DiCaprio is sinking in this chair in the room behind him. The art direction is so beautiful. The way that everything is laid out, the wallpaper on the wall, but his mother is trying to convince him not to tell. I don't want to tell the movie, but I was high watching it, and I was freaking out. I was like, this is the best movie I've ever seen. It's so well directed. Leonardo DiCaprio, did you know this? He's a great actor. I'm like, I was losing it. And that's the last movie I smoked and watched. So I don't really try to, because that is what sends me into
another place.
Yeah, into a completely other place. I also,
But maybe like Boss Baby, maybe you should have smoked.
Maybe I should.
You should have smoked before
Might
Boss
not have
Baby.
come out alive.
That could be a new like way to review. Like movies get like stars, right? But then like
Yeah.
how blazed should you be?
Maybe it would have made more sense to me if I were high, because I think watching that as a sober person, I was with my nephew, and he's 3, so like 3-year-olds are basically high. They're all,
Yeah, totally.
you know,
The world
they're
is
2, sorry,
amazing.
but they are, the world is
Yeah.
amazing to them. So he was just tuned in, zoned in, and maybe I would have been if I were a little high,
Yeah,
but I wasn't, and it just seemed like nonsense to me.
absolutely. Well, I mean, I'm not going to call Martellus' number nonsense. It is definitely something that he just winged. 89% is a very precise number.
I believe
I
him.
could fact check this. I do not believe that Martellus Bennett has any kind of research firm or is into the data analysis business in any way.
I do want to know where he got the number. Does it say?
There's a little bit of a backstory here. So he was recently asked whether he felt whether more or less than 70% of the league consumed marijuana.
Okay.
And he quickly upped the ante. He said, I want to say about 89%.
Okay, so he just gave a number.
He just gave
Okay,
a number.
yeah, I mean, I think he's right. I think he didn't want to go full 90, so he just gave 89%, but I think he's probably right.
I mean, the truth of the matter is football players put their body through hell.
Yeah.
Their sport is extremely rigorous,
Yeah.
is extremely painful, and anything you can do to mitigate the recovery is something that is beneficial.
Yeah.
And the other option is take opioid drugs that are addictive, or take
Yeah.
other painkillers that could like destroy your liver and
Right,
stuff
and
like
I mean, maybe not all of them smoke, but I know I've recently gotten into like cannabis for other uses.
Yes.
And maybe they are, using them for pain. Maybe they're using them for
Cannabis topicals.
Yeah, exactly.
know.
They have patches now that are
Have a
supposed
patch,
to be
a suppository, a
Right.
cream.
Yeah, anything really. I mean, there's like so
All
many
that.
different things you can use cannabis for that maybe they're using some of those things for. I don't know. Just like there's a muscle relaxer patch I just bought for a friend, and that could be really helpful.
Guys, there's a lot of great products out there that can help our friends in the NFL be happier people, and that's what we all want. So here's another quote from our friend Martellus Bennett. There's medical marijuana, Bennett said, so it's like there's times of the year where your body just hurts so bad that you don't want to be popping pills all the time. Popping pills ruins your liver. There's a lot of these anti-inflammatories that you take for so long that it starts to eat your liver or kidneys and things like that. And humans made prescription pills, but God made weed.
Beautiful.
Martellus Bennett, poet
Beautiful.
of the day.
Beautiful and true.
Poet of the day.
Yeah.
God made weed, guys. God made weed, and he was definitely thinking of the NFL probably.
It's really
too. He was
true.
like, what if there's a sport sometime in the future where people just bash themselves into each other all the time?
Yeah,
I better make weed.
Yeah, it makes total sense to me.
Thanks, God, for making weed. Thanks to Martellus Bennett for reminding us that God made weed, and that 89% of players in the NFL, according to him, are smoking that Chiba. Now, speaking of cannabis topicals, I mentioned earlier that the sponsor of our wonderful Roll the News segment was the Weekend Box. Guess what? Weekend Box has an entire line of cannabis-related
Convenient.
beauty products. You can take have you ever taken a bath in weed? I often ask my guests this.
No, I
Well,
have
now you
not.
can. You have cannabis.
Is this for me?
That is for you.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness, guys.
goodness.
We make dreams come true.
Oh my goodness. I want to have such a good time at Coachella. Oh
Weed,
my God.
if you can have a weed bath. Look, you got your bath salts on the right. You've got some
Chocolates.
CBD vapes. Look, I'll read to you. You have the Bella Crema Elegante skin cream, which boosts collagen, hydrates skin, and provides excellent antioxidant protection. You have the Bella Sala d'Abongo bath salts. You can literally take a bath in weed. We also have your CBD chocolate, CBD vape, Kush candle, and Cloud9 CBD syrup.
Oh my gosh. This is really nice.
Thanks, Weekend Box.
Thank you.
Roll
And-
the news.
Thank you for the lighter.
Because it comes in handy.
This is going to be great. Also, wow. I'm not going to lie to y'all. This whole kit is going to my boyfriend. I'm going to give it to him as a pre-birthday gift. I'm going to keep the lighter and the I want to try this out in the candle, but he's going to really appreciate all of this.
I thought you were gonna say I'm gonna give this to my boyfriend so he knows what to give to me. No. Because that would be kind of clever. You know what I mean?
That's
You're like, hey
actually
babe,
smart.
if you have any gift ideas,
What's
here
this
you go.
taffy? So
I think that is some CBD taffy. Let's take a look. Here, can I see the box?
yeah, you take that. I'll take this.
Cavi Taffy, Blue Dream. Let's see. Botanical oil derived from hemp. Let's see what the Cavi guy. We've never explored. Oh, this is literally. It's literally a taffy. Did you ever eat saltwater taffy? Did you ever go to the Jersey? Did you go to the Jersey Shore
and ate it? Yeah.
Cape, like the Cape May.
So is it gonna have like an edible effect, or?
Oh, that's an edible.
Okay,
effect.
I'm gonna leave that
You
alone.
can let your boyfriend experiment with it.
I don't mess with edibles. Somebody will have a good time with this.
Somebody
this
will
weekend
have.
at Coachella.
You got to be careful. You got to be careful. That's
yeah,
true. But
we'll
anyway,
see.
Weekend Box is
Let's
looking out for us
see.
at about that time. Weekend Box is looking out for you, Kenta. You're
Thanks,
looking
Weekend
out for
Box.
us.
Yeah.
Thanks, Weekend Box. Roll the news. That was
I'm so
that was
excited.
fun.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem at all. So after we roll the news, we should put that away so
Okay.
you don't have to
That's-
burden yourself with that at this moment.
I really like
you
it.
put it over
Okay,
there.
I'll
Yeah,
put it here.
beautiful. After we do our roll the news, we do something we like to call astrology time. Are you into your horoscope? Do you read your horoscope?
No, I don't. Not at all.
That's rare nowadays.
Yeah,
do you
I
feel
never-
like
the
many of your friends?
lighting change.
Yeah, there's a
Yeah.
light. When we go to astrology time, we get more like
change the
mystical.
vibe,
You
yeah.
know, there's a metaphysical manifestation that we have to kind of conjure.
Yeah.
Now, what would you say? Would your friends around you? Would you say that they check? They're like, oh, I read my
For
horoscope.
sure, definitely. Like I have friends who live by their horoscopes. Friends who know everything about their the shit.
Sun and rising
yeah,
and
exactly.
moon and all
I don't
this
know
stuff.
any of that,
That
but I do.
You're
I mean,
chilling.
I just know my sign.
And when someone comes up to you and says, "Oh my God, it's Mercury retrograde," what do you say when they
It means
say
nothing to me, and I want to keep it that way.
Kenta says, "Thumbs
I
down."
want to keep. I don't want that to have any type of effect on my life. If it is in retrograde, that's cool. Do your thing over there. I'm gonna just keep doing what I'm doing. I don't
Keep on
really
keeping
want
on.
to like. I don't and also it's just always in retrograde. Where has Mercury been all these other years of my life? All of a sudden it's always in retrograde effect and stuff. I don't know
Doubling
about
down
it.
on its retrogrades.
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
Well, let's kick it off. You're a Sag.
Yes, I am.
I'm an Aries. We're fire signs. High five. Fire signs. Shout out to all our fire signs out there. We
Yeah.
love you guys. Sagittarius, one of my faves. So what we do on astrology time is we take some little quotes from the horoscope, and you can just
Yeah.
tell if you think it's bullshit or not.
Okay, cool.
That's straight up.
Okay, I like this.
Chases the impossible and takes fearless risks.
Yeah, I think that's true.
On point.
Yeah, I think that's true. Yeah. I think that's
What was a fearless risk you recently took?
recently?
Yeah.
Um,
Tell us about some risk taking.
I think it's like all relative. Recently, I like shot like a pilot, and I think
Fuck yeah.
while that might not be a risk to most people, I do think that it was a risk for me. I wasn't prepared to. I had to like move to Vancouver, and I wasn't prepared to do that. I wasn't prepared to.
How long
even-
were you in Vancouver for?
For a month, but like to me, it was a lot. It was a lot.
It's a
to
different
me.
city.
Yeah, I was just not prepared for that. I wasn't prepared to I wasn't prepared to even get a role in a pilot. Like that was the farthest thing from my mind.
Can you tell us any more about this pilot?
Yeah, it's a pilot. It's for the CW, and it's called The End of the World as We Know It. It's a really cool idea. It's like, an alien basically crash lands in these two girls' backyard. It's really fun, very CW. I really like the concept. But that
And you get to live in Vancouver.
I don't know about that part.
Guys, Vancouver's getting a little shade right now. If you like cannabis, there's good cannabis in Vancouver.
Yeah, we actually went to a store so there have been no, there haven't been like the laws in place to affect how their stores operate yet. So we went to a really nice weed dispensary that was so beautiful. It was like the Chanel of a weed dispensary. It was so beautiful. Everything was like laid out and gorgeous, and there was a nice man who's like, and over here we have our Blue Dream, and over here. It was just the way it was done. It can't be done in America because it was just like right there on the street, open door, open windows. Everything was just like out there. And they were telling us that once things change, they won't even, because some laws are about to go in place for them, but once things change, they won't be able to have merch in the windows. There's going to be some changes that prevent them from operating how they have been. But that was cool about Vancouver. I don't have a problem with Vancouver, by the way. I'm just saying I wasn't prepared to move.
Yeah,
you
moving
know,
is a big
it's a
big
thing,
decision. You
you know?
moved from Philly to LA.
That was
a
a
big
risk.
enough.
That was a risk,
and that was
yeah.
a big enough decision.
Yeah, and I think I have to take risks all the time. But this is the thing that gets me about astrology and shit. Doesn't everyone take a risk? Then you guys take risks. Everyone in the room. I'm just saying. I'm like, I don't know how much of that is me being a Sagittarius and how much of it is just me being
fearless.
a human.
I definitely take risks, but I think the shit out of a risk before I take it.
Okay, I do and don't sometimes. There are some times where people tell me like that something was a risk and I didn't realize it was a risk.
Speaking of which, this comes to the second element we're going to discuss on tonight's astrology time.
Okay.
Sometimes bites off more than she can chew. Does that ever occur?
But I always chew it all.
Still chewing it. That's a hella big amount. That's a
I'm
hella
saying.
big mouthful, but you can still chew it all.
Yeah, I still handle it. So, but to be fair, I'm born on like the cusp.
It's true. Scorpio.
No, Sagittarius and Capricorn.
Oh, that's correct. You're a late Sag.
Yeah, so I feel like if we're going by the astrology thing and not just human life, then I think that's the Capricorn kind of like evens me out with a lot of I have the fuck shit side, and then I have the side that is very like logical and also helps ground everything.
Yeah.
So I got like kind of the.
You're a balanced human being.
Yeah, and I'm happy about that.
Yes.
If we're going by astrology, but also I could just be a human out here humaning. That's what I think.
Humaning super hard. We out here humaning super
'Cause I
hard,
don't
guys.
know
I
how
hope
much
you're
you, like-
humaning out there super
They
hard at home
are,
as
aren't you
well.
guys? I
That's what
just
we do
don't
on
know.
astrology time. That's what we do on About
Yeah,
That Time.
I don't
We
know.
human super hard. The Critter Click, they don't human super hard.
Yeah.
They kitty super hard. Nick the Eagle.
Yeah.
He eagles super hard.
Yeah.
We human super hard.
don't-
That's reasonable.
Well, he eagles. I don't know. I just feel like I don't know about it. I don't know about the. Sometimes I'm super into it, and sometimes I'm like, fuck that. I don't know about no astrology. Like,
Yeah.
my cousin did that, and she's a Taurus, and so I don't know.
Is your cousin actually a Taurus?
No, I don't know. I'm just saying shit. She might be. I don't know. I don't know the other signs besides mine.
That's reasonable. Guys, if you're going to know a sign, know your own sign.
Like you're an Aries. I have no clue when you were born.
April. I
Good
just
to
had my
know.
birthday.
Oh,
Yeah.
happy belated.
Thank you.
Cool.
I'm alive to tell about it.
Cool.
Let's hope that trend continues. Third element from tonight's installment of About That Time, astrology time. Loves the great outdoors. Do you fuck with the outdoors?
I do. Yeah, I do. I mean, I like to camp. That's my main thing. I think that attributes to that. But I also really like to be in the house. So I don't know about that astrology thing. It's
Can you
okay.
tell us some stories about your outdoor living, though?
Well, I mean, I think I like to camp. I'm really into camping. I've only gone twice, but I had the best time of my life, and I felt like, oh, I could actually like do this.
Get
I could
into
live
this.
out. I camped like in the desert once, and then I camped this place in Pennsylvania called World's End State Park, and I just loved it. And I think a lot of my friends are not fully into that idea.
They're not open to that lifestyle.
No.
Now, what did you eat on your camping trips?
So what World's End, there was actually fish in the river, so we had like fish from the
Wait,
river.
you
once.
caught a fish in a river and then actually ate it?
Yeah,
that's
it was
pretty
cool.
That's pretty
that
amazing.
was really, really cool, and I thought that was awesome. Besides that, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, we picked up some of like the food you can just, take.
Chips
with
and
you.
salsa
Yeah.
kind of vibes?
Yeah, and then we had like an automatic stove, and the fire wasn't working, so we were able to
Hey,
just
look,
eat Walmart food.
it's important to be outside. Modern conveniences, that's just reality,
I'm
you
not
know?
I'm not fully capable of doing.
That
full
sounds pretty cool. So do you have any other outdoor adventures planned for the near future?
Not me, but I do love watching Naked and Afraid.
Oh, that kind of is like being part of the outdoors, isn't it?
It's my favorite. I love watching it. I love when there's a marathon, and I just love watching it and trying to figure out if I could make it, if I could do better. And I like it too because sometimes they drop people like in the middle of Africa, but one time they just dropped the people in Florida. I lost it. They just were like, normally it's like in the jungles of the Sahara, or they're like in the streets of Australia. And this time they're like, and now in Florida. And they just dropped these people in Florida, but it was the craziest episode. There was alligators.
The Everglades.
It was like crazy bugs and everything. In Florida, it wound up being one of the scariest episodes of Naked and Afraid.
I thought you were going to say then they dropped them on South Beach. or
No.
something like
They
that.
just dropped
Okay.
them like in the Florida swamp. And these
It
people
gets swampy
almost,
down there.
Yeah, and these people almost didn't make it. There was just like all types of crazy stuff. It was the craziest episode I've ever seen. But long story short, I love watching Naked and Afraid, so maybe that goes to that.
I think that sounds good. Are there any other shows that you think need a naked remix? You know, because that's kind of like a Bear Grylls.
Shark Tank, but
naked
naked
Shark guys.
Tank, you know?
Kinta Brunson is ready to executive produce Naked Shark Tank.
Honestly, all the shows. I don't watch any of the. I don't watch any.
Just everything needs a Naked reboot.
I don't watch any really reality shows besides Shark Tank and Naked. And I guess they don't even count as reality shows. They're like game shows.
Competitive shows.
Competitive shows. But those are like
reality.
the only ones I watch. But I'm pretty sure any of the other shows, American Idol, Naked and Afraid, Keeping Up with the Kardashians, Naked and Afraid, whatever you're into, Naked and Afraid would add a lot.
The Naked remix.
Up the ante.
Well, because they kind of did like the redneck remix of it. You know, like they go through these things. Like there's like the motorcycle moment.
Yeah.
There's like the redneck moment where every show has to be like that.
Yeah.
So now we should have ride the Naked Wave.
I think so.
Naked Wave Productions. That could be the name of your production company that produces only naked versions of popular shows.
I don't want to do it. I'm just saying it should
You're the
be
pioneer.
done.
You're the visionary, Kinta.
Oh my God. I'm gonna keep my
if you have the vision,
yeah.
accept the shine.
Maybe later.
They want to give you the shine.
Maybe later.
Naked
Maybe,
Wave Productions.
You know.
I'm just saying that one's for
when
free.
you have more money to throw away, that's when you start doing stuff like that.
You're like, and then we're gonna do Naked Shakespeare.
Yeah, that's my Capricorn coming in. Like, wait, hold on.
Exactly. Very well put. You sounded like an authentic astrology aspirant.
I hate how I feel about this. I don't know if I believe in it.
Speaking of all the remakes that you're about to do, naked versions of every reality show that exists. The last element in tonight's installment of Astrology Time has a million projects and irons in the fire.
200% true.
200% true, guys. That's a big thumbs up.
100% true. That's one that I think.
Well, you've got a pilot on the CW. Mm-hmm. You're remaking every show as a naked version.
That's once again later, but yeah,
when your career is more mature.
Yeah. I like having multiple things going on, and that often conflicts with many studies of like creativity and how you should have focuses, but I really like having a bunch of different projects going on, and I tend to be able to manage them all well, so that is good. But once again, if I believe in astrology, for the sake of this conversation, I think the Capricorn helps me balance all of that. If I was just like a full-blown Sagittarius, according to this stuff, I'd be a wreck. I wouldn't be sitting here today.
You need that Capricorn grounding you.
I think I do, yeah.
It's true, guys. Well, that was Astrology Time. That wasn't so bad, right?
I guess. I'm anxious. I'm sweating.
Wow, that was anxiety causing.
I don't know if I believe in it.
Well, it was really more about analyzing it more than whether we believe or not. The lighting changes. We go back. We were in our metaphysical moment. We had Astrology Time. That's what we do on Astrology Time.
That was good. Okay.
I'm sorry we didn't give you more warning.
No, that
you could have put your
so
shades on or something.
Yeah, that was okay. That was fine.
Your cloud goggles.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait.
Okay. This is the moment in Astrology Time that we like to give you a moment to tell the people what they should be looking out for. Speaking of many irons in the fire, let the folks know. What should we be checking for in 2018?
Yeah. I'll give you the sure stuff. I have a book coming out, which is crazy, called She Memes Well. I'm really excited about it. It's basically about defining days and moments in my life. And I'm excited because I didn't want to make a book, but then I saw the need for it, and I decided to focus on just defining days of my life. And it's not an advice book or anything. It's just days as they existed.
Can you give me an example of a day?
Yeah. I mean, one of the chapters will just be about having to cook a meal for my boyfriend, and I'm not good at cooking, and really kind of exploring what my anxieties around not being able to cook are, and I think it goes into so much more. Like, I'm afraid of not being domestic. I'm afraid of not being able to care for a family. I'm afraid of, it goes into survival and womanhood. All of my issues with cooking go right into that moment of beginning to start, and I combust. It's the only thing that really frightens me is cooking. And so there's a chapter about that day of trying to cook for my boyfriend for the first time. There's a chapter about just a very Hollywood day I had where I went to FYF with a friend, and that day was very, I met Tyler, the Creator. I saw Brad Pitt when he was on stage with Frank Ocean. He was 2 feet away from me. And then also I went to Issa Rae's yacht party, and that was very Hollywood. So that day is about that and what my place in it was, because I felt kind of fish out of water, but I was in the water, so here I am, I was swimming. So there was that. that's all I want to give because I want people to buy
Well,
the book.
we know you have a. Oh, I thought you meant in terms of things that are coming out. Guys,
Yeah.
check out.
Oh
the
no
book.
no no
She
yeah
Means Well.
yeah.
Do you know when this book is going to be available?
Probably by the end of the year.
That sounds good.
Yeah, I'm
maybe like in
excited
time
about
for the holidays.
Yeah, yeah.
It will be a great gift for a
Yeah.
woman in your life. She
Oh
means
yeah,
well.
there'll also be a day, a description of the day that I like went viral for the first time. Which
yeah.
will my hope now is to have it explore more of internet culture, and I'm excited about that chapter because I have tons of nephews and nieces, and they tell me what they're learning in school, and their professors are not prepared to teach them like about the internet because there's that like gap there.
Yes.
And I think that there needs to be more material on what's happening with the internet right now because it is the new media wave and like it needs to be taught in school.
Yeah, it's how people speak. It's a new language.
Exactly, and business with the internet needs to be taught. So that chapter will explore more of that. So my hopes are that it can be used in schools and stuff like that so that there's now material for teachers to be able to use. Because I think another issue is there's not enough accurate material, but people from my world have to write the accurate material and with the purpose of education in mind. So that's like something I'm really excited about.
I love that.
Yeah.
And then you also have this pilot with the CW.
Yeah, I mean, that's out of my hands, really. I'm an actress, just an actress in that. And so hopefully that'll get picked up and it'll come out. And if it does, then you can look out for that. I have a show called Quinta Versus Everything, which first aired on Facebook Watch, but starting tomorrow, it'll be streaming on Amazon and Hulu, and I'm really excited about that. The first season, so that's really great.
We're porting the episodes from the Facebook Watch to the Amazon and Hulu.
Right. So
that's exciting.
It'll be able to reach a wider audience and it just puts the show in a different place of premium streaming networks, and it'll reach a different audience. People who have never seen it because they don't have Facebook accounts will now be able to watch it on those platforms, and so. It was really cool. It came out last year, and it was really successful, and that was amazing. So I'm happy it's now moving to an area where it can be seen more. And then in the future,
more eyeballs.
Yeah, in the future, it's gonna, go to a new platform, which I can't talk about yet. But I'm really excited about that. And then
we shall not speak this platform's name.
No, and then besides that, I'm performing at a SUNY Purchase Festival at the end of the month, and then. What else? I'm working on a couple of shows right now where, once again, I can't say much about them, but I'm writing something for Larry Wilmore's production company, and then writing something
Shout out Larry.
with Elizabeth Banks' company, and just also like helping my friends on their projects. I have friends who have films and stuff coming out and participating in those as they come out. I don't know, it's a weird point in my life where I can't talk about anything, but there's a lot to talk about.
That's how you know you're doing it right.
Yeah, I'm learning to cook, I'm learning Spanish, so look out for that.
Spanish
in 2018.
cooking? Spanish cooking?
Don't get too crazy. Separate.
Naked and Afraid version.
Sticking to what I can cook, and then Spanish on the side. I really want to learn Spanish because it makes no sense that, I don't know. I just need to learn another language.
It's true.
Yeah.
Learning another language gives you a whole different perspective on the world.
Yeah.
Plus, you can go to Spain and ball out.
Yeah, you know what I mean? So that's what I'm trying to do. I went to Hawaii.
And you can avoid eating octopus if you don't want to.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I just need to have another language in my, also everybody speaks Spanish. I was in Hawaii, and surprisingly, Hawaii is a very Spanish speaking state. A lot of people there speak Spanish. I didn't know that. So I was that motivated me to learn it even more.
What were you doing in Hawaii?
Vacation.
Chilling.
You know it.
Did you surf?
No, I didn't.
Just chilled at the beach.
I just chilled. I don't like to do anything on vacation. I can't believe people go on vacation to do things.
Yeah,
that defeats the purpose.
My parents are the to-do thing vacation type. They're like,
weird.
we're going to go on vacation and hike 8 miles
Why?
every day.
You're defeating the purpose.
I grind very hard in my regular life.
Yeah,
when I'm on
why would
vacation,
I do that?
I like to just lay.
I wouldn't leave the room if it weren't for other people,
Naps.
who
Lots
go
of
with
napping.
Yes.
I like a good vacation
yes,
nap.
Yes.
That's a
It's
high
the
quality
room service of it all,
Yeah.
So, no, I was vacationing.
Chill.
Yeah.
Well, Quinta, thank you so much for joining
Thanks
us here
for
on About That
having me.
Time. Mary Jane Massive, check Quinta's project out. It's going to be a fun year. She's got some great stuff. It's all worth it.
Cheese.
Thanks.
Thanks, guys.